Welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. We began 2025 with a brand new look in the studio, and for the players, it is the start of a brand new season at the HSBC BWF World Tour. This year promises to be different to an Olympic year as we welcome back the TotalEnergies BWF Sudirman Cup and World Championship. Sadly, we will also be missing a few big names in the world rankings as they call time on their careers. Despite that, Jeff though is excited at what the new season brings.
Being a non-Olympic year in 2025 is a little bit difficult the year after the Games, but I think the focus for the players needs to go on the main events such as your Super 750s, the Super 1000s, the Sudirman Cup and of course the World Championships. Now with those main events in the tournament schedule, they need to plan around that to make sure they have adequate training blocks in between them and enough kind of lower level tournaments to make sure that they retain their world ranking level and also keep their competitive form up, because it's easy to just get into a training block and kind of lose that edge when you are playing in high pressure situations. I do think it is important for them to play enough tournaments to retain their world ranking, because they still need to qualify for those high level tournaments and also they want to get seeded in those bigger events as well. But we may find that some of the players choose not to play quite as many tournaments this year. I'm really keen and eager to see what Alex Lanier, the young French men's singles player, can do this year and beyond this year as well. I think that he thoroughly deserved the 2024 BWF Rising Star of the Year award. And look, after winning that award, that means that in the men's singles events, he joins the likes of Victor Axelsen, Kento Momota, Kunla Vidisan and Kodai Noroka, which also won in previous years. So if that award is any prediction as to how and what Alex can do this year, I think it's going to be a very bright future for him. He's only turning 20 at the end of this month, and I think he has the maturity and the mentality of a top 5 in the world player. But of course, he's still got a lot of work to do, but I'm really excited to see what kind of player he can develop into. Oh, there are so many great events to look forward to, but especially for me, I can't wait for the Sudirman Cup, because I love team events in general. We don't see that many of them in badminton, so it's so great to see kind of the team spirit in every country's team. Although it doesn't have quite the long history compared to, say, the Thomas Sanubi Cups, I actually do prefer the Sudirman Cup over the Thomas Sanubi Cups, because there's a match of every discipline in each round. And because of this, the coach and the manager's selection of the team can be so strategic and so important. It's really interesting to kind of predict and see why certain teams were being played or selected when competing against a certain country. And we do find that sometimes the team selection in itself can be such an important factor as to how the results the country actually gets, because of that kind of strategic input of who's going to play who.
With the BWF World Tour tournaments coming thick and fast, the shuttlers have already set their goals for 2025. Former world number 1 Ratchanok Intanon, who plans to compete for 2 more years, aims to get back into the top 8, while others are looking no further than the Petronas Malaysia Open to achieve their target. Let's hear from some of the players on their New Year resolutions and goals.
The new year, there's a lot of new targets for the both of us. We are also starting the year with the Malaysia Open. That's a home ground tournament. Because it's a Super 1000, we also haven't been able to achieve any semi-finals in the Super 1000. So I think we just want to take it step by step. But for now, that's the most recent target for us. Yeah.
Of course, the first tournament for 2025 is Petronas Malaysia Open, and we are looking forward for that. We try to give our best at our home ground, yeah, because all the fans will cheer for us. So yeah, we will prepare for that.
そうですね。またマレーシア戦から始まってインドもあるので、まあ1月からいろんな大会がありますけど、また1から頑張りたいなと思います。
My next target is try to keep standard of myself and when I'm on court, I just can play what I prepare for when we training and can do it on court, just like that.
Saya sekarang sudah 25 tahun, saya rasa banyak yang berubah dari hidup saya. Jadi saya ingin lebih bijak dalam kehidupan saya, lebih bertanggung jawab karena sudah bertambah umur, sudah semakin dewasa juga. Jadi saya akan mencoba untuk menjadi lebih baik di luar badminton, tapi juga di dalam badminton.
일단 2025년이랑 다치지 말고 일단 시합 나가는 것마다 일단 꾸준히 잘 하고 싶고 또 우승을 좀 많이 하고 싶습니다.
An Se-young is no stranger to winning titles. The Korean shuttler has won 15 over the last 2 years, including a gold medal at the Olympics and Asian Games. The 22-year-old is confident that 2025 will be even better as she starts the season with a title defense at the Petronas Malaysia Open. Kirsty Gilmer explains why the world number one is the player to beat in Kuala Lumpur.
I think badminton is constantly evolving and changing, and the requirements change, the styles change. Saying that, I think An Se-young has been the driver of what women's singles has been in the last few years. So for her to maintain that level of kind of control, it's a tough task. In the same breath, no one's figured out how to beat her consistently in the last 2 years. So for her to continue on that road, I think it's entirely possible. But I think she has the responsibility right now of kind of telling the rest of the women's singles draws of what the style is going to be going forward this year. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see what new things she comes up with, because I think if she stays the same, then people will start to figure out how to beat her. But she's going through a constant evolution, and I think it's so impressive. She's just a good tournament player. She, won so many titles. But I think what makes her incredible in these big events is her adaptation to the hall and the environment. I know that's what a lot of the players find quite difficult, is to adapt to we talk about the drift and the wind quite a lot in the halls, and every single hall is different, but An Se-young seems to be able to find that fluidity and that calmness in any environment, which is unbelievable. When you play against her, when you have her under pressure, you think you've played the best shot and she can't possibly get it back. She does, and with perfect quality, and just remains so calm. There's never a panic or a rashness to her shots. So it's really her shot quality and her reading of the game. It almost feels like she knows what you're going to do before you even do it, or before you've even decided what you're going to do. I think just her general reading of the game is incredible. It doesn't look like she's the most physical player. It doesn't look like she's beating people with power or speed of movement. With her body not being perfect in the last year, I think she's really relied on that shot quality to get her out of trouble. But perhaps going forwards, she will need to get her body back up to a good place and to have as long a career as possible. Because she's still so young, I think there will still be that real hunger there. I think the World Tour is still quite new for her. It's not like she's been, trekking around the same tournaments for a decade. So I think there's still that freshness to her games. In terms of what she can have her eyes set on as goals for now, is to be the greatest player in history. I think that's the next thing she has to aim for. I mean, Carolina has 3 world champion titles. She can try to equal or go better than that. Zheng has 2 Olympic golds. She can try to equal or go better than that. And then, she could set her eyes on however many World Tour titles Ratchanok or Tai Tzu-Ying or Yamaguchi have won over the course of their careers. So for a 22-year-old, I think the next thing she can set her sight on is being the greatest women's singles player in history.
Before we end the show, we would like to bid farewell to Huang who has announced her retirement from international badminton. The Chinese shuttler played her last match at the 2024 HSBC BWF World Tour finals with doubles partner Zheng and collected their 43rd title to mark the end of a successful partnership. And with that, we leave you with the legendary pair as they look back at their 7-year journey together.
跟亚琼组合的这7年中，我们其实有过太多的一些很高光的时刻吧。所以那就是有好多比赛，我如果一一列举的话，可能都列举不完。其实那些都记忆非常深刻。
然后也是很感谢他，就是因为这7年，其实我觉得我是在他的影响下，其实是会有一个逐渐就是有变化的一个自己吧。
And what a career! What a final! And within the partnership, it is a 43rd title as a combination.
我觉得对我们就是很圆满嘛，因为我觉得我跟亚琼，真的是非常互补的最佳拍档。17年底的时候，我们组合在一起，然后呢，我们可能从出道极巅峰，然后之后也有过低谷，然后再重组，然后拆队再重组。其实我们把搭档之间该经历的事情都经历了，但是呢，我们在一路上还是一直在就是支持着彼此，然后我们也互相非常了解，所以这也是为什么我们能够真的在一些大赛上能够展现出一些超强的一种就是1+1大于2的这么一个状态。
因为我觉得我和他的这个7年，其实之前其实走得很顺，因为我们从刚开始配的那3站就开始拿冠军了，然后也会觉得啊，我们好像个子都不是特别的高，然后我们这个打法能不能就是长久的去配下去，然后去赢比赛，然后到后面好像还挺顺的，一直到了就是18年一直拿了世锦赛，然后亚运会，然后19年的成绩也不错，然后就是到了20年，然后他出现了一些伤病，然后我们的一些没有比赛，然后只有训练，然后到了东京的银牌，然后从那个时候开始好像才遇到了挫折。
我们在前半年是一个非常糟糕的一个状态，但那一次亚锦赛我们拿了冠军之后，我们把所有的一些不好的情绪全部释放出来，是我跟亚琼的重组之后的一个重生的一次比赛。到了年底，我们又拿到10站冠军。
这是我们好像最巅峰的时候，比好像18、19年的时候都要拿的冠军要多一些，所以我觉得，然后再到了，然后今年，然后也是俩人一起，互帮互助，然后去拿下了这个巴黎奥运会的冠军。其实我觉得这几个点，我觉得都是会有不一样的闪光点，然后在我的印象里面，
他应该算是我职业生涯中最重要的人了。我们所有的一些荣誉都是一起走过的，我们所有的困难也都是一起面对跟经历的。亚琼其实在这一路上一直都非常的包容我，因为我在这个组合中我是起到了一个出想法、出点子，然后思路非常活跃的这么一个人。但是呢，我的性格呢又是比较激进的，那很多时候说话也会比较直，因为双打搭档最重要的是沟通嘛。那在这个沟通上，我是毫无保留的，那很多时候也会刺激到他。那亚琼呢，还是非常的包容我。我觉得在这一块，就是我们的性格上是真的非常的互补。我也非常的感谢他，在这一路上没有什么怨言怨气的，一直来包容着我。
因为其实思维对于混双来说的话，它不像是传统的那些混双的男选手，可能是打一些攻防啊，然后去控啊那些，他是主要就是为我们这个就是混双的组合去制定一些就是适合我们的一些技战术，因为大家也能就是他自己对他的这些战术策略非常的自信，他觉得就是我们是非常适合这样子的一个战术策略的，然后所以就是只要制定出来，我们自己不犯错，然后别人没有什么就是可以突破我们的地方。